What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another Destiny Child video, and thank you very much for the support on the previous two videos. I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying the content, and I'm really happy to see that so many of you guys in the comment section are choosing to, give this game a shot and actually just trying it out. It is actually pretty fun, and in this video, we're going to go through just kind of like a beginner's guide, so everyone knows kind of like what the menu navigation is, and just kind of like how the gameplay works. So hopefully you guys do go on to enjoy the video, but we have a lot to go through in this video, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. So let's start things off. We're going to do just basic menu navigation, so you guys know exactly what everything is, so you're not too confused about it, okay? So first off, this is the main screen. Of course, your screen might look a little bit different because you have a different character. The background can also be customized as well. So this is the main screen that you're going to see. Now, the main thing that you're going to be wanting to focus on this main screen is on the left-hand side. You see all of the event tabs. Now, you can actually click on them and see all the events. The main events you mainly want to be looking for are these feather events. Like any events like these, we have to collect items and then you get really nice rewards from them. This is cool. So if you guys don't know what this specific event is, you have to collect 10 feathers per day and you get a specific reward. And in order to get these feathers, you have to just basically clear any mission, and you have a chance to drop them from literally any mission, I believe. So that's cool. So you can go ahead and get those gems. There's an upgrade event. Whenever you see an upgrade event, you really want to go ahead and do this. So this upgrade event is really cool. What you need to do is complete all of these different challenges, and you end up getting a 5-star unit and also a 5-star ticket as well, and a bunch of gems. So the 5-star character that you get is I forgot her name. I think it was like Safted or something like that. That is the character in the top right corner. You get her, the cat lady, and you actually get her as a guaranteed 5-star unit after completing all of the challenges, and you also get a 5-star ticket as well, so you can get another 5-star. So it's a really good event. So the first challenge here is to evolve a 3-star to a 4-star. Number 2 is to evolve a 4-star into a 5-star character, and I'll explain how evolution works in this video as well, so you guys know. And you have to do that 5 times. So you see that 2, 3, and 4 are all the same mission. It's just that you have to do it a certain amount of times. So mission 2 is once, mission 3 is 3 times, and mission 4 is 5 times. So once you do it 5 times, evolving a 4-star into a 5-star, you get missions 2, 3, and 4 complete. So you got to do that. Then you have to evolve a 5-star to a 6-star in mission 5, and then once you get that 6-star character to level 60, you then finish mission 6, and then you are done with the missions. The rewards for each of these include as follows. So you get a 4-star evolution child, you get a 4-star evolution child for 1 and 2. You get a 5-star evolution child for number 3. For number 4, you get 1,000 gems. For number 5, you get a 5-star ticket. And for number 6, you get 2,000 gems that you can use on Gacha, which is awesome. And then obviously once you complete all that, you get the character. So these unlock upgrade events. Whenever they're out, you want to do them because the rewards are very good. And obviously you get a 5-star ticket and you get a character as well, and you get a bunch of gems. It's just so good. And then there's other missions like these ones where it's just like a story mode sort of thing. And usually at the end of it, you'll get some sort of reward, whether it be an equipment or gems or anything like that. So make sure you go ahead and do that as well. On the right hand side of the screen, you can see at the very top corner there is a menu option, which is kind of like your settings. You can change all different types of settings here, and this is where you can do your SNS to your different accounts. And down below there where you see Twitter, Game Center, Facebook, and Line, just above that you'll see it says ID and then a whole bunch of letters and numbers. Now that is your actual ID, so you can send that to your friends, and you can try and add them and put them on your friends list and stuff. So make sure you go ahead and do that with all of your friends. Just under the gear icon where it says menu, you see this is actually your inbox. So any rewards that you get will be sent to your inbox, so make sure to check this regularly so you can get all the rewards from all different events. Just below that is just the units that you have. So this top tab will go ahead and just sort by the units that you have, and then this will show all units and will color the ones that you actually have, and the ones you don't have are obviously uncolored. So that's the basic gist of this menu. We're going to go through story mode and the night world in a little bit. We're going to go through the tabs on the bottom now. So We've gone ahead and gone through the main menu. Let's go ahead and move on to the second menu. This is the child tab. So these are basically the units you have, and you can just have a look and you can sort through all of them depending on their attributes, their classes, and their rarity as well. So yeah, that's the basic gist of this. You can also do leveling. Now that is definitely something, like the stuff that I'm about to explain is probably some of the most important stuff that you really need to know. So if you ever want to level a character, let's say we level this guy, you click the magnifying glass just under the character, and on the bottom right hand side of the screen you can see all the different options you have for this character. The top one is to level them with experienced characters. I have it sorted so it only sorts by experienced characters, experienced childs, but if you don't have any, obviously it's not going to show anything. So if you do want to level a character, you go ahead and feed a character to it and it gives it some XP. I don't recommend feeding actual characters to it. We'll explain how to level characters with specific units a little bit later on. But yeah, that's the whole gist of leveling. Then under that is the abilities of the characters. Now you can actually level up these abilities. I did kind of go through this in one of my summoning videos. You can actually level up their special abilities and their attacks. So the top one is their auto attack, the bottom one is their tap attack, and then you have their slide skill, which is their most powerful skill, and then there is their drive skill. So the drive skill is once your meter is completely full to 100%, you can activate that ability as well. And then there's also a leader skill, which is there as well. And you can actually level up the auto, tap, and slide skills using your coin currency. So you can do that, and it's highly recommended because they do get some pretty significant buffs from that. Under the attack, you have limit breaking. I did also go through this briefly in one of my summon videos as well. Limit breaking is done by this currency called Onyx, which is the purple crystal. And in order to get Onyx, you have to go ahead and get it from specific missions, or you can go ahead and just use up one of your child characters to get more Onyx, which is used for the limit break. Now, you actually need a lot of it to completely 100% these characters, which is a shame because it's very, very hard to get Onyx, but it's very important because if you max limit break a character, they get significant stat boosts. So it's highly recommended if you have characters that you like a lot on your account to go ahead and feed all the Onyx to them, so that they can get their max limit break. And once they actually get to the other end, you can see that the icon actually changes. They actually get a different skin. They get a skin upgrade, and that can be changed by clicking the shirt icon in the middle on the right hand side. That shirt icon will give you access to all that character skins that you have currently unlocked. Under the limit break, this is the evolution tab. You need to have the character at max level in order to attempt evolution, and in order to do evolution, I'll quickly go to a max character. Let's go this character here. So in order to do evolution, you need to have obviously the character at max level, and you need to have these blue crystals, and I'll again explain how to get these a little bit later on. And in order to evolve them, you need to use materials or other children to actually level them. So if I wanted to level this character to a 5-star, I have to use 4 different children that are 4-star in order to get them to 5-star. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing that, but that's just to show you how it works. And then just below that, there is this option which is feeding dupes into a character. So I have a dupe of this character here, and if I wanted to add that to a character, I can go ahead and do that. And what will happen is you see this character, if I would do this, would become +4, and before that it is a +3 character. I already have 3 dupes in this character, and what the dupes actually do, if we go back to the attack screen, you can see that next to their attacks it says rank 1, 1 out of 10. If I level that all the way to level 10, and if this character is at +1, I can then keep ranking that up. It'll go to rank 2, 1 out of 10. And basically each dupe you add to a character gives you 10 more levels for that character's abilities, which means that their abilities will become even stronger. So if you get a character at the max dupe system, which is I believe +6, that's exactly what you want. +6 is actually quite amazing, and that character's abilities are very, very, very strong. Moving on, one other thing that's also very important is to lock your characters. You see the padlock on the right hand side of the screen. Make sure you do that to characters that you really, really want to keep. Otherwise, you might accidentally use them for evolution or something like that. So make sure not to do that. Otherwise, that can be quite a problem. At the top of this screen, though, you can see this is your team creation, and you can go left and right to different team compositions that you have built. Yeah, so you can go ahead and make a team very, very easily. So if I just slide all these down, and if you want to add a different character to a team, all you have to do is tap the little icon above the character, and it adds it to the team. So very simple, you know, team composition. I don't know too much about the units and what synergizes too well together. Obviously, if the character is the same color, it's going to have some sort of synergy. If you want to see a full list of the characters and their abilities and what they do, link to the spreadsheet will be down below in the description, so make sure to go ahead and check that out. So that's pretty much it for the children tab, the units tab of this game. So let's move on now to the third tab, which is the item inventory. So this is where you have your equipment, and your equipment is stuff that you can equip to your children characters to give them statistical buffs. So, you know, very simple stuff. You know, these are all the items that you have. They have different categories. Obviously, this is offense, this is defense. I don't really know what this category specifically is, but they do add some sort of statistics to your characters that you might want to have. This tab up here is your evolution materials. So these are the materials that you use in order to evolve your children characters into higher rarities. So these, I'll obviously explain where to get these once we get to that, but yeah, this is your inventory where you can sort through them. And what you can do is, let's say if you have, see, with my blue 2 stars, I have 145 of them, and for the 3 stars I have 75. If I wanted to get more 2-star ones, I can click on it and then convert my 1-star ones into 2-star ones. So I can go ahead and do that. It costs, for the 1-star, you need 2 of them to make it into a 2-star. So yeah, you can go ahead and do that. It does cost quite a lot of money doing this method. You can farm these, but it does cost a lot of stamina to do it. But that's just something, if you needed like 1 or 2 crystals from one rarity that you have too much of another rarity, you can go ahead and keep converting them to get which ones you want, so you can balance out the amount that you have. So that's just something, a little tip for you guys if you guys need specific crystals. The next tab is where all of your tickets will arrive. So you get these tickets from completing certain missions or friend points and stuff like that. So, you know, you can get these relatively easily. You don't have to use them all at once, because when you use all these tickets, it does take up quite a lot of box space. So just use these tickets when you really need to use them. Currently I have, you know, a fair amount of tickets here. You can convert some of the child characters or some of the units you get from your tickets here into onyx crystals, which are used for limit break. That's the best way to get rid of your 1 and 2-star characters. 3 stars are pretty important, as you can use them to evolve the 3 stars into 4 and 5 stars, which are very important for future evolutions on really powerful characters. And the last tab here is your costumes. So you can get different costumes from unlocking them in missions and stuff like that. The previous mission here was this character here, Moa, I believe her name was, and this is just one of the skins that was available throughout the event. Unfortunately, I don't have this character yet, but if you do have this character, that's pretty cool, because you can use that skin on that character specifically. So now let's move on. Tab here, my room, which is the missions. So this top one here, these are your daily missions. I highly recommend to complete these every single day, because that top one there, the complete bonus, you get 200 gems, 50,000 coins, and a blood crystal. Blood crystals are the rarest currency in the game, and they're pretty cool, because once you get 150 blood crystals, you can get a guaranteed 5-star, and you know, you get 3 per multi that you do on any banner, I believe. So they're very hard to get a lot of, so make sure to get as many as you can. You can get up to 1 per day, so make sure to go ahead and do the daily missions. Next one here in the middle, these are kind of like your account milestones. So for reaching certain milestones in the game, you're going to get certain rewards from this. You actually can get blood crystals from this as well, which is cool, so make sure to go ahead and keep tabs on these events, because you can get some pretty cool rewards from these, so make sure to keep looking back at them. And the bottom one is for completing certain story mode missions. So these ones are not the best rewards, but you know, you can get some decent stuff that might help you out along the way if you complete certain parts of story mode. So let's move on to the 5th one, which is the gacha screen, the most important one and the most expensive one, being the gacha screen. Now obviously the really cool events are happening on right now, but the Charlotte banner, you guys have seen my 2 previous videos on them. Yes, but this is where you can summon for your new children, and when you summon, you can see you can do single summons, you can do a multi-summon. Highly recommend to just continuously do multi-summon, so you can stock up on those blood crystals whenever you can. Always good to get them. And right below that, you can do something called an on-air summon, and what happens is when you do an on-air summon, people on your friends list can actually join in and watch you do your pulls while you're on air. And if you get a dupe of a character, you know how you get exclusive rewards. So if you get 2 of the same character in the same multi, you'll get an additional blood crystal. If you have people in your on-air summon, while you're doing your summons, they can get that additional blood crystal as well. So you can kind of work together with your friends to get really cool rewards for each other. So that's really, really awesome. And that's basically it. Not really too much to really go over here. This is obviously just Gacha. The second tab up the top though is where you go ahead and use your blood crystals. Really cool event right now is 75% chance to get Charlotte from a blood crystal summon, and then there's the regular blood crystal Gacha banner right there as well. And the third tab is the friend point summon. I don't actually have enough points to do a friend point summon. I just used them up earlier in the day, but you spend 100 coins. You get these coins just randomly. Your friends will send them to you on your friends list, and they'll just randomly happen. And also if you use a certain friend when you are completing a certain mission, you'll get friend points as well. You end up stocking up on friend points relatively easily, so you know, you don't really need to worry about this too much. You don't really get too many good things from this. You can get like 1,000 coins, you can get 300 onyx crystals, you can get a free 1 to 3 star summon ticket, you can get a free EXP child summon ticket. Like, there's really basic stuff, but it can help you out here and there, which is quite nice. And the last tab we're going to go through is the friends tab. So this is the list of my friends list here. At the top corner you can see 39 out of 42, so I don't have too many spots left. The second tab up the top though, and in the middle, this is where your friend requests will arrive. I actually don't know what this is. I think these might be my outgoing friend requests to certain people. I'm not 100% sure. The third tab here though is where you go ahead and input another person's ID in order to add them as a friend. So at the top here, this is where you put your ID, and you know, you'd go ahead and try and find your friends and stuff like that. So that's kind of just it. You know, there isn't really too much going on here. And that's about it. We have 2 more things to go over though. We have the story mode missions. So this is the main story of the game. I don't know how many story islands are there. I'm up to story mode 6, story world 6. And make sure to keep tabs on this, because it took me actually quite a long time to actually figure this out. But when you're completing story mode, try and get as many 3 stars as you can. If you can get 3 star for all of the missions on a specific story mode world, down below you can see that there's a progress bar, and if you get 3 stars on everything, you get all these rewards. So you'll get like different milestones along the way. Once you reach a certain amount of 3 stars, you're going to be getting coins. I believe this is 20,000 coins, then 12,000 onyx, and then you get 800 gems. And if you keep going along the story mode, keep getting 3 stars, the gems actually stock up pretty crazily. It goes up to 1,200 on story mode level 3. 1,200 gems, 20,000 onyx, and then it goes back down. So it's going to be 900 for me on world 6, and then there's 1,000 on world 7. But also there is a hard version of the story mode, but you have to complete a certain story mode mission to unlock it. And down below you can see that you can get some blood crystals from getting as many 3 stars as you possibly can. So this is pretty cool. I really like the way that they did this. There's lots and lots of free-to-play gems in this game. Also, just leveling up your character account can give you gems as well. So whenever you reach a certain level, you get times 10 amount of gems. So if you reach level 20, times that by 10, that's how many gems you get. You're gonna get 200 gems. I'm level 38, so in my next level, I'm gonna get 390 gems, and it just keeps stacking up. So you can get a lot of gems just from leveling up as well. And during the early levels, you level up a lot. So you get a lot of gems at the start of your account, which is always really, really nice. And then the last thing we're gonna go through, which is where you're gonna be spending a majority of your time, is gonna be the night world. So the night world is kind of like the extra island of One Piece Treasure Cruise. There's a whole bunch of different tabs here, so we'll just go from top to bottom. Obviously, the top one is the shop. This is where you spend all your money, get your gems. But it's not only gems that you can buy, right? So you can also get special bundles where you get gems and evolution characters. You can get, what else is there? 5-star tickets, more evolution characters. You can get onyx if you really, really are desperate. You can also just get gems, and you can also get stamina by spending crystals as well, your gems. So that's also a thing there as well. Moving on, the Devil Rumble is the PvP aspect of Destiny Child. So, you know, I'm not really going to go into PvP right now because I kind of like to just save it for my daily missions. I'm not really too focused on PvP right now. But when you access this, you actually will come up against different teams. Actually, while we're here right now, I guess I could go ahead and show you guys a quick clip of this, because that team looks relatively easy to beat. So once I show the gameplay of it, I'll actually go through that as well. But let's go through these tabs real quick. So obviously this is your current enemies that you have to fight in order to gain ranks. This is just showing your rank compared to all other players. That guy at the top is crazy with a +6 Charlotte. That is awesome. Then you got your missions here. So by completing certain missions, you get some really nice rewards. Here is some rewards showing you, depending on what rank you get and whenever the reset happens. I don't know when the reset happens. It might be every week, might be every fortnight. I don't actually know. But you get different rewards depending on where you place. Obviously, you want to be placing as high as possible. Rank 1 gets 30 blood crystals, a 5-star evolution unit, and 1.5 million coins. So I believe they get those rewards, and as well as whatever league they arrived in as well. So they get a lot of rewards for, you know, reaching Plat League. That's pretty crazy. And then at the end here, you get these PvP coins every time you win a match, and you can go ahead and use these PvP coins to buy certain rewards from the store here. So I'm going to go ahead and buy all these crystals, because crystals are relatively difficult to get, or it just really sucks because the different colored ones are open on a certain day. So whenever you see crystals here, I recommend buying them. And also 3-star evolution childs, I believe, are actually really good. I'll take a 3-star evolution unit. I'll definitely take that. But that's about it. I think I'll leave it at that. That's the PvP aspect. And, you know, once we're done with this, I'll show you guys the gameplay against that team there, because that team looks relatively easy to beat, I think. There's lots of pluses on that team, though, which is kind of daunting. Anyways, let's go down to the right-hand side again. Exploration. Now, exploration is kind of like a passive way to level up characters. So if we go ahead and click this tick, I've had this going active for 12 hours. Once the 12 hours is up, each of the characters you sent on an exploration will get a certain amount of XP, and you get a certain amount of rewards from doing this as well. So at the top there, I've got 160 Onyx, 1500 coins, and I got a couple of equipment, and I got some stamina back as well. So whenever you see those hearts, that's stamina. You get stamina added to your account after every exploration mission that your characters end up going on. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up all of these really quick. And what I'm also going to do is put them back on an exploration for another 12 hours, because it is quite late here. So by the time I wake up, they'll be ready to go, and I can go ahead and get some more stamina. So this is like a really good way to rack up stamina very quickly, and you only get to do exploration a certain amount of times. The more you level up, the more explorations you get active in order to do. So make sure you go ahead and keep leveling your account so you can get more explorations. Now the next one, the black square here, this is the most important one here. Now this is where you're going to be farming your evolution units, and also your, not your evolution, your EXP units, your evolution materials, and also money. Now money is very important. You use it for nearly everything in the game, and it really depletes very quickly. So this is where you're going to be farming your cash. And there's obviously, you know, different difficulties that you can challenge. Just challenge the one that you can beat consistently. I wouldn't recommend keep going for the difficult one if you cannot beat it. This is where you're going to be farming all of your EXP items and EXP characters. Obviously, the higher difficulty, the more you get from it. So make sure you are farming the one that you need. And also, this is where you get the crystals used for evolution for your characters as well. Now, I don't know the exact rotation of what comes out every day, but you have your blue and you have your blue stuff open today. The next day it'll be different color, and on the weekends you have certain colors open on Saturday and certain colors open on Sunday. So yeah, make sure to go ahead and do this, because this is very important. Next, you have the costume shop. Now, I really don't like it in this game because you have to spend your actual currency that you pay for, the premium currency, in order to get certain skins for your character. I don't really agree with this, honestly, but, you know, it is what it is. The character skins do look quite nice, though, I'm not gonna lie. They look really cool, but I wouldn't recommend spending gems, especially if you're more of a free-to-play character, more of a free-to-play player. Wouldn't really recommend it too much, honestly, but if you really want to buy a skin of a character that you really like, this is where you're going to get them. And obviously, there's not too many skins out at the moment. There will be more released later on down the track, though, so do not worry about that. Next is the Underground. Now the underground is kind of like, if you guys are similar to One Piece Treasure Cruise, kind of like a training forest in a way, where you go ahead and build a squad up against certain enemies, and you have to keep going over and over again. Although you can use any character in your entire character roster in order to take on the event. So if your character is running low on health, you can go ahead and switch him out for a different character. So this is kind of like the training forest kind of thing. It's like the continuous dungeon that keeps going on and on until you complete it at the end, and lots of bosses along the way as well. And there's obviously 3 different difficulties. There's easy, medium, and hard, so obviously you can get different rewards from doing different ones. And the last one is replay. I think this is related to story mode, I think. Yeah, this is related to story mode, I do believe. So by doing certain story mode, that you get like the cutscenes and stuff like that. So not really too important, not really stuff that you do have to worry about. So let's go ahead and exit out of that. We don't need to go ahead and watch the replays. But yes, that's kind of it. So now let's go ahead and jump into that PvP match, and that'll close off today's video. Alright, so we're in the PvP match. Hopefully I don't get destroyed. But let's go ahead and do this really quick. So this is the gameplay screen. I'm going to slow down the speed really quick. So you can see that each character has a bar that goes around their icon, and once their icon is filled, you can use either their tap attack, their slide attack, or their auto attack if you have it on auto skill. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and use all my slide attacks. I really want to fill up my meter. Once you fill your meter just above the health, you can see I'm on 58%. Once that reaches 100%, I can go ahead and use a drive skill, which is my premium attack that will deal lots and lots of damage to the opponent here. Obviously, knowing what your characters do is going to be very, very important in winning a lot of your matches. PvP is kind of like a different aspect though. You don't have to worry too much when you're doing story mode or against certain other missions, but you see that was my drive attack. You have to try and time it perfectly, so when you reach the middle, you get the most damage output possible, and you can go ahead and just deal lots and lots of damage to your enemy here. They're just about dead. There we go. Okay, so we won the PvP match, and that's kind of how the gameplay works. Obviously, when you're up against just one specific team in PvP, that's it. But in the story mode, you have to face multiple waves of enemies before completing a mission. So that's just something you have to keep in mind as well. And eventually, when raid bosses come back into Destiny Child, I will probably upload a video of me challenging the raid boss. Raid bosses are pretty interesting in this game. It's not like your typical raid bosses, like where you just go into a mission and then there's a raid boss there that you challenge. There is a different aspect to it, and when that comes around, I'll make another video on it. But as of right now, hopefully this guide taught you guys how to kind of just get around the menu navigation and kind of how the gameplay works in Destiny Child. And hopefully you guys are continuing to enjoy the Destiny Child content. If you guys are enjoying it, then I'll continue to bring it to you guys. If you guys have any issues or you want to see certain videos on certain topics, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more Destiny Child and One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.